We got one? Caller, go ahead. You're on. What's up?
Yeah, you and I just talked a couple minutes ago about pitcher wins and stuff.
Yes, sir. Thanks for calling back. Appreciate it.
No problem. I was at home, so I pulled up a stat that might be interesting. Have you ever heard of ERA plus?
Tell me about it.
Basically, it normalizes pitchers' ERAs to the era that they play in and also the ballpark that they play in. Like, it's tough to judge Jake Peavy whenever he was in San Diego to Carlos Zambrano in Chicago because San Diego is definitely a pitcher's park, okay?
Right.
Well, it also measures it to the league average, so that kind of helps out for back in like 68, Bob Gibson had a 1.12 ERA?
Yes.
Well, the league average was 2.99. Now, if he had that in 2000, when the league average was 4.92, that'd be a little more impressive, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, well, this stat normalizes that, so that it factors in all those items. And Carlos Zambrano, in that stat, is 64th all time. People like Eddie Seacott are behind him, Mark Burley, David Cohn, CC Sabathia, Dan Herron.
Go to the other. Who are near the two or the people at the top that we're talking about, so I get some perspective on that.
The top five are Mariano Rivera, Pedro Martinez, Jim Devlin, Lefty Grove, Walter Johnson. Actually, tied with Johnson are Dan Quisenberry and Hoyt Wilhelm.
Okay, so there are some relief pitchers in there.
Yes.
So that's a little bit different.
Yeah, but I mean, it still doesn't minimize what they did. I mean, I think Mariano Rivera put up the best one, and that was Pedro Martinez put up a 291 in 2000 because he had a 1.74 ERA with that 4.92 average. So that makes it more valuable.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's
Zambrano is in the top 100 all time. So why do you want to trade one of the best pitchers? Why do you want to trade one of the best pitchers of all time? I just don't understand that.
Okay.
I know it doesn't seem like it, but he is.
You know,
another thing to factor in with Zambrano is his bat. I know people have given him a lot of crap for the fact that he tries to take batting practice and he probably hurt himself last year for it. But the fact that he's just not a pushover at the plate really helps it out. I mean, if I'm a pitcher and I get past the eighth batter, for most teams, I'm happy. I'm like, all right, I got the pitcher. This is no problem. But with Zambrano, you're like, oh, crap, this guy might hit a home run off me. I mean, that does factor in. So, I mean, I don't see the point in shortchanging this man and ripping on him so much whenever he's been one of the best pitchers of all time. I mean, he really has.
Okay, how about I'll semi-cop a plea. For the same reason, I think Lou Piniella is a good manager, but maybe it's time for a change. Maybe Carlos Zambrano needs a change of scenery. Maybe Carlos Zambrano, I don't like to throw the checkbook when I'm talking about people. I don't like to say he's making $17 million, he should be better. But I just don't think 14-6 in 2008, and that's when he threw the no-hitter. 9-7 last year. He throws too many pitches, and he doesn't go deep enough in the game, or he's part of this pampered generation of pitchers. Carlos Zambrano is a big guy. I think Carlos Zambrano, if maybe you change, maybe if every 100 pitches, that's what people talk about. Well, maybe a guy like Carlos Zambrano, maybe you go to 120 pitches with him. Maybe he has to be treated a little bit differently. But I guess you're right. You're throwing numbers at me that very much support your argument. There's no question about it. What about 2007? 101 walks, 177 strikeouts. 2006, 115 walks, 210 strikeouts. That's not a real good ratio.
2006, he also led the National League in wins, by the way.
16-7,
Throw
right?
that out there. Yeah.
Right.
So, but you were berating the fact that he only had 18 wins as his career high.
Yeah.
But in 2006, that led the league. And then I think in 2008, 18 wins won the Cy Young. Last year, 15 wins. 2007, 19 wins. 2006, 16 wins. So his 18 wins are right in that range. And that's his career high. So that was supposedly his best season, which actually, I believe, isn't actually even his best season. I think his best season actually is that 2006 year, where he did have 115 walks, but he was very effective.
I think 2004 might have been a better year for him. He was 16 and 8 that year, 2.75, and he had 81 walks, 188 strikeouts. Opponents batted 225 against him. That was a pretty good year for him, and he only gave up 14 home runs that year also, which is pretty good. And you know what else he did? He hit 20 guys, and I think he's trying not to hit guys now.
Well, possibly. I mean,
that's you don't try not to hit guys, but you know that total has gone down. I think some of the best pitchers are guys that put a guy on base there, I hit him. You know, sometimes. But
true.
You make a good argument. I guess at this point I've seen too many blow up. His numbers are good. I wish the way he acted on the mound was as mature as his numbers are.
Well, the thing about that, too, is, like, the gripe on him before was, he gets too emotional, he flips out in the mound. Well, I don't remember what game it was. It was when he was relieving. He gave up, like, 4 runs in 1 inning. And that night, someone on ESPN, it might have been John Kruk or someone, said, he's not showing enough emotion.
Looks like he doesn't care.
So the guy went from showing too much emotion to not showing enough emotion. So it's like no one has a happy medium with him. I mean, I think if Carlos Zambrano gave his entire salary to everyone in Chicago, he still wouldn't be good enough. I mean, I just don't think the guy can win with anybody, except for maybe me.
And he's definitely won you over.
I guess so.
You ought to be the president of his fan club. And as I said, you did something that I like, and that you backed up what you had to say with some numbers. Now, I'll also tell you, and I threw some numbers back at you, but the beauty of baseball is that you can always find a number that supports your argument for the most part. We all can. I can tell you that he walks too many guys, and you can tell me that he's 64th all time in ERA plus, and we're both right. But do you feel confident when Carlos Zambrano goes out to the mound that the Cubs are going to win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do, because more times than not they do. Even if he doesn't factor into the actual in-game result, like if he doesn't get the win-loss, more times than not they do. I believe the Cubs' winning percentage is around 600 with him.
Wow, that's great. You know what, buddy? I wish I had. This was one of those stations where I can say I got 2 tickets to something to give to you, because I'd really like to reward you for what you've done. Because you called back and you're good. You're really good, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
But I got nothing to reward you with, because that's the kind of station we are.
That's fine.
Take care, man. Thanks for calling back.
All right, bye.
All right, see ya. That guy's all right in my book, John Price. He's right there. We disagree on Carlos Zambrano, but he makes good points.
And you kill me when I say that wins don't matter for a pitcher.
You don't have any.
Still never come around on that.
You don't have any supporting evidence.
I've got nothing but evidence.
Yeah, you got nothing. Stop there. You got Amy on your side. That's what you got. We need to break. We'll be back for more. Stick around.